Welcome to Another Moment in Creation with Diana Wedge, where we explore the world around us from God's perspective. The Roadrunner. Fast, fearless, designed for the desert. Picture a sketch of sun-baked desert, the air shimmering with heat, the ground cracked and dry. Suddenly, a blur of feathers darts across the sand. It's the Roadrunner. At first glance, you might think it's just a quirky little bird with a funny run. But if we slow things down, we discover an incredible display of design. Every part of this bird is perfectly built for its rugged desert home. While camping in Arizona, we had two lovely intruders entering our site daily. They were curious creatures, and they enjoyed any small morsel of meat that we would share with them. We watched them and could tell they were a coupled pair. They called to each other, and when the treats were available, they shared the food between them intentionally. One would take a piece of meat, fly to a slight distance, and put the meat down. He'd let out a distinctive call, and the female would join him for her reward. God's speedy desert design. Have you ever heard that famous beep beep and pictured a cartoon roadrunner zipping past a frustrated coyote, leaving a trail of dust behind? We laugh, of course, but the real roadrunner is even more fascinating than the one in the cartoon. And when we take a closer look through the lens of creation, we discover that this little bird tells a story of incredible design, survival, and encouragement straight from the heart of God's handiwork. The real roadrunner. There are two species of roadrunners in the world, both belonging to the cuckoo family. The greater roadrunner is found mainly in southwestern United States and northern Mexico. This is the more famous one, the species most people think of when they picture the classic beep beep desert bird. It has a long tail, streaked brown plumage, and a crest on its head. The lesser roadrunner is found further south, from Mexico through Central America into El Salvador and Nicaragua. It's smaller, lighter in color, and more elusive than its northern cousin, adapted to even drier scrublands and open forests. The greater roadrunner is larger, measuring up to 24 inches long, while the lesser roadrunner is smaller, reaching about 18 inches. Also, the greater roadrunner has a more pronounced blue to red skin patch behind the eye, where the lesser roadrunner has a bright blue patch and a shorter bill. Both species share the same remarkable traits: fast running speeds, Z-shaped feet, 2 toes forward and 2 toes backward, strong legs, and a diet that includes insects, lizards, and even small snakes. But the greater roadrunner is the one most commonly featured in media and nature programs. The greater roadrunner lives across the American Southwest and down into Mexico. It's a land of blazing sun, sharp thorns, and endless stretches of desert. Even though it belongs to the cuckoo family, unlike most cuckoos, this one spends more time sprinting than flying. God equipped the roadrunner with a long, sleek body, powerful legs, and a tail that works like a built-in rudder, helping it steer through cactus landscapes at lightning speed, at least for a bird. It really is fast. It reaches speeds up to 20 miles per hour. That's like keeping pace with a car in a neighborhood zone. But this bird is not just fast, it's strategic. It's a skilled hunter that eats lizards, insects, small birds, and even venomous snakes like rattlesnakes. When faced with one of these dangerous serpents, two roadrunners will often team up. One distracts while the other strikes. That's precision teamwork, desert style. Now, thanks to a very special cartoon, most people imagine roadrunners as these big, blue, meep meep birds always outsmarting coyotes. The truth, the real thing is only maybe 2 feet tall and weighs about 2 pounds. If a real coyote ever chased a roadrunner, Sorry to ruin the illusion, but the coyote would almost certainly win. Still, I like to imagine God smiling as he watches us laugh at those silly cartoons, saying, "You think that's clever? You should see the one I made if you only knew how amazing my real creation is." This bird is astonishing in every way. Design or evolution. Evolutionists will tell you that the Roadrunner's speed, coordination, and hunting abilities all came from random mutations over millions of years. But let's think about that for a second. Could a half-speed Roadrunner survive long enough to evolve into the one we see today? Not likely. In the harsh desert, being almost fast enough means you are someone else's lunch. The truth is, this bird needed every part of its design to work together from the very beginning, and that points not to chance, but to an intelligent creator. God designed the Roadrunner with Z-shaped toes, the 2 forward and 2 backward for balancing on shifting sand, a long tail that acts like a steering fin during sharp turns, a built-in cooling system to handle extreme desert heat, and instinctive teamwork that allows it to take down dangerous prey like snakes. Z-shaped toes, made for the sand. Look down at its feet. They are not like most birds. Instead of 3 toes forward and 1 back, the Roadrunner's toes form a perfect Z shape, 2 forward and 2 backward. This unusual arrangement gives it balance on loose, shifting sand, almost like having built-in snowshoes for the desert. Each step grips the ground from both directions, keeping the Roadrunner steady as it sprints, turns, or leaps after prey. If you've ever tried running on a sandy beach, you know how hard it is to stay upright, but this bird makes it look effortless. A tail like a steering rudder. Now watch it move. That long tail is not just for looks. It's a rudder, a built-in steering fin that helps it take sharp turns at high speeds. When the Roadrunner chases a lizard or zigzags away from danger, that tail flicks side to side, keeping it balanced like a gymnast pole or a race car's spoiler. It's an aerodynamic design in feathered form. It's stabilizing every twist and turn as it races across cactus-studded terrain. Built-in cooling system. How does a creature survive when temperatures soar past 100 degrees Fahrenheit? The Roadrunner does not sweat. Birds can't. So God equipped it with an ingenious cooling system. The greater Roadrunner is adapted to its desert home by being able to lower its body temperature at night, which conserves energy and conserves water during the dry spells. Because it slows down its body temperature to conserve energy at night, it warms up again each morning by sunbathing with its wings outstretched. During the day, it opens its beak and vibrates the muscles in its throat, almost like a tiny fan, to release heat. It's like having an internal thermostat perfectly tuned for desert extremes. Teamwork against the odds. Here is another of its fascinating details. Roadrunners are brave enough to take on dangerous prey, even these venomous snakes I talked about. They do it with instinctive teamwork. One bird distracts the snake, darting in and out, keeping its attention, while the other circles behind for the strike. In perfect coordination, they work together until the threat is neutralized and dinner is served. It's not chaos, it's strategy, built in to their very instincts. No committee meetings, no coaching, just design in action. The Roadrunner is not a product of random change. It's craftsmanship. It's design. This bird is not an accident. It is a masterpiece of God's handiwork. Spiritual lesson in the desert. The Roadrunner does not just survive the desert. It thrives there. It builds its nests among thorny plants like cholla and mesquite, using those painful spikes as natural protection for its eggs. The roadrunner knows there is safety in the thorns. The roadrunner's life in the desert teaches us a spiritual truth. Even in a world marred by sin and hardship, God's design still shines through. The roadrunner's world is full of challenges, heat, thorns, predators, and scarcity. And yet it runs with purpose, confidence, and endurance. There's a lesson there for us. In Hebrews chapter 12, verse 1, it states, "Let us run with endurance the race marked out for us." When life feels harsh, remember the roadrunner. It thrives where others cannot, and so can we, through the grace and strength God provides. God gives us the strength to endure, to run our race with faith and purpose. The roadrunner reminds us that we, too, were built for the terrain we've been placed in. The next time you see a roadrunner, or even hear that playful beep beep on TV, remember it's not just fast. It's brilliantly designed for life in one of the harshest places on Earth. Think about the creator behind it. This little desert bird is more than a cute and quirky creature. It is a living reminder of intelligent design, divine creativity, and ultimate encouragement. Its speed shows God's precision. The thorns it lives among reminds us of the curse and the cross. And its endurance in the desert reminds us that, with God's help, we can thrive in harsh places. Run your race with purpose, and maybe, like the roadrunner, leave the enemy coughing in your dust. In creation, every detail, even the desert roadrunner, declares God's glory and points to the wisdom of its creator. How does this small bird remind us that there's purpose, even in the tiniest details of creation? What lesson can we take from the roadrunner's courage, design, and teamwork? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the subject. Please share them with us. When you do, remember to subscribe and hit that bell to get more updates. Also, it'd be great if you gave us a thumbs up. Please join with us and engage with us. This community is growing, and we'd love for you to be a part of that. This is Diana, signing off until we share another moment in creation.